Hello? Testing? Testing? Can you hear me? This is Captain's Log. Oh, this fucking camera is just... All right, we're going to do our best because... Listen, guys. I don't know what else to start. Things have been... chaos. I feel like last transmission, I was pretty stoked. Pretty stoked on life. And needless to say, I lost it a little bit. And it's been really frustrating. But it's frustrating because I don't know why, like you feel like you're cruising so good, so well on stuff, and then it just slips away from you. And I've been really trying to get back at it, and I don't know how, but I'm trying, and that's what counts. I'm going to figure it out, but I think part of it is so like I've been rebuilding the ship here and like, God damn it. I don't know how many people have experienced this, but when you make like one small change in a setup that you're used to and it just completely derails everything and it like catches you off guard, you don't really know how to adjust to it because you're so accustomed to the way it was. And that's exactly what's going on for me here because I've been like rearranging and trying to modify some stuff, and I changed my monitor around here, my setup, and it's messed everything up. So I used to have like a giant ultra wide screen here, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna move a normal ratioed screen to the center of the setup and try that out because I have these extra smaller screens. And I'm thinking no big deal, right? Like no big deal. And I put it up there and suddenly it was just an avalanche of changes that I never anticipated because now this freaking screen, if you're just listening, you're just gonna have to stick with me and envision this scenario, but I'm gonna show you if you're watching. So like this screen, it used to be an ultra wide, right? So this used to be a wide bad boy. Like it used to go out to like to the sides here, real wide, and it's thinner, right? So it would only be like, that portion of the screen. I don't know. Stick with me. And then I got these other screens, and I used to put them underneath the screen right there, right in the middle. And it was nice because you had three screens. You can just see them right there. And then just by changing that one screen, this freaking camera. See, I had to move everything, this camera included. I moved the camera over because the camera no longer fit in the same spot. And then I had to move the screens off to the side. And so now when you're working, you can't just see everything from one point of view. You have to see it all. You have to turn your head to the screens off the side. And I never anticipated that just changing my monitor was going to affect this whole deal. So by changing that, I had to move these screens off to the side because they no longer fit under it. And then that screen was too light for the monitor arm. And so it keeps tilting up. And I keep moving it down. And I'm like, at what point do I like call this off? Because I'm trying really hard to not make it, something just came up there. Excuse me. When any change happens in life and you're like, oh, that's different. It's bad. Well, I'm trying really hard to not do that because I think that's like a really bad habit that we as human beings have is like anything that's different, we immediately assume it's bad. And I'm really trying to stick this out and evaluate its pros and cons and make a decision based off that information, right? But it has disrupted my whole life. This camera is over here on the side. It's not working half the time. And then here, I'm I'm going to show you because this is a disaster, okay? Look at, there's just shit everywhere in here. If you're just listening, picture shit everywhere. It's like a college house. It's stuff everywhere. There's like plates and it's a mess. And look at this. It's infiltrated the other side of the room in the lounge. There's stuff everywhere. This is where I'm at. It's messed it all up, and I'm not used to it. I am a creature of habit. We all are. And I'm especially a creature of workflow. And when my workflow gets hijacked, oh man, I lose my mind. And I'm trying really hard to muscle through this because this might be better. It might be better. I don't know. I don't totally know. But this is peak fuck around and find out. I really feel strongly about that. Just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad. But man, I did not anticipate this to be my life. And then, so the other thing on top of that is like when I was setting this up, so I'm like rearranging, I'm fixing the ship, I'm moving all this shit around, getting this monitor on the arm and bending over and bending over, very specific. Well, the reason I'm saying that is because ultimately through all this work, I pissed my back off. I irritated the boy. And the boy does not like to be irritated. And I don't know, some of you might know this about me. Some of you back home. I have struggled with back pain for years. It's like 8 years now. I hurt my back in the gym working out when I first got into working out. It's like literally less than 3 months into working out. I was like, I'm going to change some shit in my life. And then I Googled like how to be confident. And then it was like, oh, you should really try working out and getting healthy and get into wellness and stuff. I'm like, okay. So then I found this thing called Bony to Beastly, and it was like a program. And I'm like, I'm pretty bony. and so I'm like, all right, let's check this out. So that it was a workout routine and dieting and stuff. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start going to the gym. So then I go to the gym, and like within months, I hurt my back doing a deadlift type movement, not knowing what I'm doing. And then at the time, because I don't really know what I'm doing, I'm like, okay, so like I hurt my back, but I'm gonna like, I'll chill out, but I'm still gonna be active. Being active is good. I'm not just gonna lay in bed. So then I continued to like moderately work out. However, in the months following, I was on tour and sitting in a van like a lot. And I was also working a stagehand job, some physical labor. And so I never really let it heal. That's just ignorance on my part. I never saw a doctor about it. Nobody. I'm just like, it'll get better. But because I was doing a bunch of dumb shit on top of it, it just never got better. And so it's been this thing that I've battled for the last 8 years. And it's annoying. The boy, annoying. Anyways, that being said, sometimes when I'm working on the ship, there's a lot of bending over and like picking stuff up and this mounting this arm and like, so I was doing that. And so on top of this fucking my world up, then I fucked my back up again, and suddenly all of that hot jazz, all of the hot jazz that I felt previously of being jazzed on life and creating and stuff, it came crashing down. And we're going to struggle through this. It all came crashing down. And suddenly I was reminded of the boy back here, the boy back here, this guy back here. He was a little pissed at me. He's like, hey, you can't do that. You got to either stretch me out. You got to take me for a walk. You got to work me out and get me strong. But you can't just do this shit all willy-nilly and not respect me. And I said, okay, I heard that. But for the last week, it's been a struggle because If any of y'all deal with pain out there, it's super annoying. It's like, I'm not even trying to be like, oh, my back. I'm more just like annoyed about it. I'm just like, I get it. I understand you're sore, whatever. Leave me alone, okay? I'm trying. And the boy doesn't want to leave you alone. I don't know. So I lost the jazz and I don't know. I'm trying to get it back. I do think part of getting this setup working again is going to be helpful. When I sit down to work, I like, and for anybody that has like a setup, like a fat rig like this, like you understand, and maybe even not, because it's just honestly like, because we're creatures of habit, if we have any system we're like used to, we like acclimate super fast and more like faster than we realize. And then when you change one thing, it just disrupts the whole deal. And because I'm so workflow prone, I like work really hard to like adjust my workflow and make it efficient, that as soon as one thing changed, it just derailed the whole deal. And so now when I'm sit downing to work, I'm like, I keep like moving over to the screen that's not there, and I moved my dock on the dock on the screen. This little guy down here, this little boy, I moved him. It used to be on the left side over here. And then I moved him down here. And so I keep moving my mouse over to the left side, and he's not there. And that small thing is like super disruptive in the whole deal. So take that, new screen, other screens moved, cameras moved, and the back is hurt. And then there's like a whole other thing. I'm like trying to like modify, since the ship crashed, I'm trying to like modify the all of my digital life, all of my files, and all of everything that I own, that is me, is I'm trying to organize and put that in a safe place. I'm trying to get the server up and working. But when you have files in place all over and you're working off of like software, whether it be your DAW, Ableton, Bitwig, Logic, etc., or any digital creative program, and you're sourcing your files from somewhere, and that location changes, you got to remap where all those files are, and it's just like a whole ordeal, you guys. I don't want to get too far in the nerd weeds, but I'm not looking forward to it, because I've got to change. I've been slowly implementing this, and I've got one more thing to do, and I know it's going to fuck everything up. But I know it's for the better. That's the thing, is I think it's better. And I know I got to do it, and then following that, I got to do the maintenance to reacclimate and adjust and connect all the files and all that stuff. And it's just like, I don't want to. And from what I've noticed, I don't think most of us like doing maintenance. I would call that maintenance, whether it's decluttering your physical or digital life, or like updating the way you do things, adjusting a new system, implementing a new system, reorganizing, like all this stuff, physical and digital. I do this stuff a lot, and I'm in the middle of a new phase of doing that again, and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do it. I know it's for the best, but I don't want to do it. And I know people do not like maintenance. I don't know why we don't like it. It's because it's good for us. It's really good. It's really good for us. I'm feeling very evasive, but especially with the back, I'm like, I really took advantage of, or not took it. I took for granted. That's better. That's the word I want. I took for granted the way things were and how smooth the system was and how nice life was and the back wasn't hurting and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, it'll just change. That's all it takes. And here I am. I digress. Anyways, that's how it goes. You just really, you have to fuck around and find out. Here's the takeaways. All right, I'm gonna summarize this. Here's the takeaways. Fuck around and find out. You absolutely have to do this, okay? You got to try some shit to learn some shit, okay? Just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad. Oh, that's a good number 2. Okay, so number 1, fuck around and find out. Number 2, do some shit to learn some shit. Oh, no, wait. God damn it. All right, well, that's number 2 now, because it's kind of the same as fuck around and find out, but we're going to keep it. Okay, so number 1, fuck around and find out, okay? You got to try some shit to learn some shit, which is the same thing as number 2, do some shit to learn some shit. Okay. Number 3 is, oh no, I've forgotten number 3. Number 3 is, oh yeah, that's right. Just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad. Okay. That's a big one. We are creatures of habit. Just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad. So by fucking around and finding out, and by all means, you have to put your time in on this. Put your time in on this. Put it in and really stick it out. Really give it enough time as whatever the previous thing was, because if the previous version of whatever it is you're doing had more time, it's already leaning on the favorable side. So at least give yourself the amount of time to be like, I did both for the same amount of time, so I know the time is not a variable. And then you can evaluate which one was better and why, pro and con. So you got to do that. And then, let's see, I've already distracted myself. What is number 4? Number 4 is, I don't know, is it something about the back? No, that's not a good life lesson for people. I don't know. Oh, we'll stick with those 3. Okay, so that's where we're at in this whole scenario. And by doing that, you can really evaluate what's good for you. So that's what I'm in the middle of right now, and it's a lot. And it's for someone like me, I like structure, I like consistency. I'm adaptable, but the structure thing's a big one for me. There was one time when I was a kid, I don't know when this was. This maybe was like a 4th or a 5th grade type thing, and I don't remember what we're doing, but it was some type of like worksheet paper, beginning of school year thing, and filling it out about you and your name and all this stuff and something that you like or something you need. And I swear this is real. I swear I remember doing this. I put structure under something I need. This is pre-high school for sure. And for some reason, a young me was like, I need structure. I don't know how I even knew what that word was, because I feel like even if this is 5th grade, I'm like, structure, sure. Support, even that. I don't know. It's not that deep, right? So I'm just like, I need, but apparently I felt very strongly about structure. And that stuck with me ever since. I'm a structure boy. I like to plan. Again, I've learned to accommodate, but I like to plan and I like to systemize. That's why, because systemizing is very efficient when you get a good system going. But that's why when you enter a new variable into the system, it hijacks the whole deal and it's a fucking catastrophe. And that's where we're at right now. My Treehouse gremlin made me a poison beverage, so I'm going to sip that. It is a nice day out, though. A lot of birds and bugs and stuff. So yeah, that's where I'm at in my life, and this camera is. I can't wait to get this locked in, because this is not the best angle. This is not the most flattering angle. Try this. Oh, I'm gonna try this over here, maybe. How's this? Up my chin, up my nose, maybe. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that I've had 2 surgeries on my nose? I don't like this very much. I think this is the best we got for now. Okay. All right. Well, real quick, why don't we jump into tunes of the week right now? What's the favorite jams? What have we been listening to? all those sorts of things. I'll go first if you'd like to know. So I'm going to reference my thing over here. So I don't know why this is, but every time that I'm like, oh, what have I been listening to? I'm like, I need to remind myself because my brain doesn't operate past yesterday or something. It's not good. It's a little bit rough. But I have been into, let's find it here. I've been listening to a little bit of Laney. Laney is like an old throwback for me. I was into Laney like, I think since the time they put out their first deal, their first John, their first EP record. And sometimes you got to throw it back to Laney and it hits. It hits really good. And that's been that for me. Still into a lot of this like this jungle dance rave thing, facilitated by the UK garage resurgence. That's what we're going to call that. So still, I've said this before, but still Skrillex, still Mr. Skrillex. From a production standpoint, I'm just like, you know what I realized the other day is Skrillex's music is laptop music. Okay. And I say this because I get the vibe that the Skrillex's songs are straight up like guy works off his laptop in any environment is the vibe I get. Because when you play a Skrillex song, and especially if you play a Skrillex song on laptop speakers, you really get a feel for almost how it feels it was created, because his tracks are so open, they're so like empty in a way comparatively to like a lot of other genres, that it feels like, because when you work on your laptop speakers, you got a really limited like range of frequencies and just how everything sounds compared to like in a studio with a full monitor setup or a large PA or anything like that. So the choices you make to produce that song are dictated by the context of how you're hearing it. So in this situation, it's either laptop speakers or headphones. You know, I'm picturing him back of the van, on tour, on the bus, on the plane, you know, very on the go, very sending files back and forth, very mobile, very limited, not full in a studio all the time beat. And when you play his stuff off laptop speakers, it bangs. And not everything bangs off laptop speakers. It's a good test. And part of that can be because there's too much bullshit in there. And coming from a bullshitter like myself, who can often put too much bullshit in there, it's not good. It doesn't help. But Skrillex, not a lot of bullshit in there. I would say quite barely any bullshit. Minimum bullshit. And when you, again, you got to go play this. When you play it, you're like, I get it. Because then when you play it next to a track that has way more like almost live elements or session driven or performed, it doesn't feel the same, doesn't translate the same, but the sounds resonate really well in that context. So anyways, off topic, I realized that recently because I've been listening to a lot of Mr. Skrillex, and I'm just like, dang, that's like it kind of broke my brain a little bit, because it's like a really unique context compared to a lot of other genres. And it really got me thinking about how context can really dictate the type of music that you make and all that stuff. So yeah, Skrillex never stops, never stopping. The other thing I've been listening to a little bit these days is The Night Game. Shout out to any Boys Like Girls fans out there. I was a big Boys Like Girls fan circa 2009, Maybe I'm gonna hold on. When was fucking The Great Escape by Boys Like Girls out there? That was 2006? Are you kidding me? Oh God, that's way earlier than I thought. Oh, that's rough. Okay, well, shout out to any Boys Like Girls song or fans from 2006. Because the night game is Martin. Martin's the singer from Boys Like Girls. Martin Johnson. He started the night game. They kind of got this like retro pop, synthwave, indie vibe a little bit. It's pretty good. I've been into this sort of. It's more of my roots. I've been a little bit more into this like indie alt pop stuff. But yeah, that's been hitting. But side note on that is there's actually a new Boys Like Girls record that just came out. And I listened through it once and it was pretty good. It was pretty good from what I can tell. It's like I'm not the same boy from 2006 apparently. So it's not like I'm like thirsty for some Martin Johnson. Well, apparently I'm thirsty for some Martin Johnson, but I'm not thirsty for some 2006 Martin Johnson. I'm more of the 2019 Martin Johnson. Anyways, they just put out a new record, full rec, dude, and it was pretty good. What's that called? Let's see. It's called Sunday at Foxwoods. That's what it's called. That's the record right there. So I would recommend checking that out. It's pretty good. I'm not going to play it because that will get me struck down. So, it's playing. No, it's not. All right. So those top three. That's no honorable mentions this week because I can't seem to think of who else has been an honorable mention. But that's what you get. Okay. But something else that I actually want to start doing as a little update on life from the jungle is favorite foods. You ever go into like phases where you kind of get into like a new food a little bit and you're like, I don't know what the deal is, but I'm like super into this food. Yeah, that's what's going on. That's what's going on for me a little bit right now. So I kind of felt that I would share this because what else do you do when you share your life from a bajillion miles away? But fucking camera. Let's try this. I'm gonna come over there. This is nice. This is kind of intimate. If you're just listening, I'm looking at a new camera. So just think of this voice, but think of it like from a new perspective, you know? Anyways, food I've been into lately, right? Okay, so like, okay, so here's one. Pickles. Apparently pickles are hitting. Feels like a pregnant thing to be into, but I stand by it. Pickles, and in addition to that, has been relish, which is weird. Dill relish, specifically, dill and dill pickles. I'm not a sweet pickle guy, not a sweet pickle man. I am not into that. I don't like the sweetness. I like the tartness. I like the vinegary acidity, right? I am... Oh, fuck, I don't remember my Ayurveda. I think I'm a wind type. Is that even a fucking thing? In Ayurvedic medicine, there's type. Hold on. Hold on. All right, we're gonna fact check this, okay? Because I'm not trying to give y'all fake information, okay? I'm trying to be your source of all things good and clean. Ayurvedic medicine types. Doshas. That's what it's called. Doshas. Vata, Kapha, Pitta. Okay, and I think they're based off of elements. Man, I don't really know. Oh yeah, Vata, it consists of two elements, air and space. Kapha, based on earth and water. Pitta, fire and water. Okay. Both? I don't really know. I'm pretty sure that I'm a Vata type. And so if we get into Ayurvedic medicine, Vata diet. So what they say that they base the foods you eat based off the type of dosha you are. Dasha? Don't quote me on that. I don't know. And certain foods lean into that. And I believe one of the Vata doshas was something for acidic, bitter. Oh, those are minimize pungent, bitter, and astringent. Favor sweet, sour, and salty. Okay. Well, sour and salty is kind of like a pickle. I don't know, dude. Okay. Where I was going with this is, hold on. This is a disaster. Okay. Where I was going with that is, once upon a time, I read something about that Vata dosha for Ayurvedic diet type was about acidity. And so I've always kind of a little been drawn to those types of foods. And pickles with the vinegarness has been the vibe. And so the relish thing is actually quite a new type beat for me, because if I'm like a hot dog guy, well, I'm not a hot dog guy in general, I guess, but I'm not a relish guy, or have not been a relish guy. So give me a hot dog, I don't want relish. I'm more of a brat guy than a hot dog guy. But the relish thing, I don't know what happened. I really don't. Well, I think part of it is, so the other food I'm into is tuna. A lot of fish out here in the jungle. Apparently tuna lives on this planet as well. But tuna, the chicken of the sea, is so good. Hello? Uh-oh. I hear a wench coming. Hello? I'm in the middle of a captain's log. Oh, look at that sweet baby. Come over here. Oh my God, look at this sweet baby.
He's doing it.
Oh, you gave him a bath.
Yeah.
Oh, poor little man. He's so salty.
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't help you with the bath.
No, honestly, he did really good.
You did that by yourself?
Yeah.
Wow. Kronk got a bath, everybody. He's looking a little salty. But he looks good. He's been
better.
He's been
He's clean.
a stinky, dirty boy running around in the jungle out there a little bit.
Yeah. No, he's good.
He's good. Okay.
He did actually very good. He did not.
Here, I'm gonna mic you up.
Oh. He did great. Didn't claw at me. Didn't hurt me. He just yowled a lot. Could you hear that?
No, I didn't hear it at all.
Oh, yeah. He was like,
It.
yow.
He does do that. He does the most like.
I feel like I'm being interviewed.
You are being interviewed. How did the cat wash go? Kronk?
Phenomenal.
Kronk, how was the cat wash?
What do we think?
Nothing.
I got
All
his
right.
heating pad ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, he's such a little pouty. Yeah, he does this yowl. He is notorious for the yowl. And it's literally, hold on, should I?
You're going to do it.
I'm going to try.
Let me just prepare myself here.
It's like a.
Look at him. He's like, shit. This man knows what I've been through. Huh.
Yeah, he does that all the time. But it's true when you bathe him, it's he doesn't try to get away.
No, he's just like, no.
He just kind of sits there and he's like, oh.
It's kind of what I imagine like going to a 9 to 5 is.
Yeah, you're just
On
like,
Earth.
this is my life.
Yeah.
Oh, Bubba.
That's the noise that I think everybody who 9 to 5's it on Earth. Oh, that's the noise that I think everybody who 9 to 5's it on Earth is doing.
Oh, he's trying to get out.
You okay, little man?
Kronky?
Bubbeth?
Bubbeth?
Looks like a swaddled child.
He is a swaddled child.
I know.
If you're just listening, just picture a small little man. Picture a small little man swaddled in a Sherpa type blanket, kind of damp and looking mildly annoyed. And that's what you get with a Kronk.
At one time he did try to climb out and like dirt splooshed off of his paw.
Oh, was that a meow? What was that, my guy?
Hey, excuse me? Aww.
Nice. Well, there you go.
Enjoy.
Surprise guest with Kronkus Bobonkus. Yeah, he was overdue for a bath. I don't want to say he smelled, but you could kind of feel it on his fur. And we've been like, let's give him a bath tonight. We'll give him a bath tonight. And then we just haven't done it for like a week and a half. She just did it by herself. It's pretty impressive, to be honest. Because that can go bad. Some cats, not so much likey the bath. So that's nuts. Here, I'm going to go back over here. So back to tuna. Yeah, been into tuna. And someone told me to try relish on tuna. Like a dip, like on the side. Like, so like, not like a tuna fillet or tuna steak or whatever. It's like tuna salad-ish. So like tuna with a little bit of mayo and some seasonings. And then put a little relish on it and scoop it out. Scoop it out with like a chip or like a cracker or whatever you're doing. And the relish was like a surprise hit for me. I was extremely caught off guard by how good it was. And so they fueled each other. So number one is pickles and relish. Number two is tuna. And I haven't been into those in a hot second. So those have sort of fueled each other. And then in addition to that, the other thing though, the next food, I guess, so we'll do 3 foods. If we're doing 3 songs, 3 foods. So that's those 2. The other thing has been potatoes. I haven't eaten potatoes that much. There's a lot of potatoes on this planet. And been trying them out, trying to incorporate them into the deal. Oh man, I just thought of another one. Fuck. Well, potatoes. By all means, blanch. That's the word, right? It's where you soak them in salt. Blanch your potatoes before you bake them. It helps crisp them up a little bit. So by all means, blanch your potatoes. But honorable mention in this scenario, because I just remembered it. Honestly, I think I've been more into this than potatoes. So maybe potatoes is the honorable mention. But beef bacon. Okay, if you haven't had beef bacon, it's good. I don't say it's better than normal bacon, but it's different and it's good. And been really into that. It's not all beef bacon is equal though. Most of the time when you buy normal bacon, it's pretty much like bacon. Tastes like bacon. More or less the consistency, whether you get a thinner slice or a thick cut slice, it's bacon. But I've had a number of different types of beef bacon and they have not all been quite the same vibe. Okay. And so keep that in mind. If you're shopping for beef bacon, maybe you won't even find it out there, but if you come across beef bacon, again, if it's different, it doesn't make it bad. Don't hold it against it. Okay. But I would recommend checking that out. But all of this talk has really brought me to what I think my main point has been of this whole thing, because this is an unsung hero that I really need to give a shout out to, because I don't think anybody knows. And this is some real jungle type. This is some rudimentary jungle type stuff here. Okay, I need to talk about the Spurtle. Not a lot of people know what a Spurtle is, but when it comes to food and cooking, the Spurtle is a underdog all-star. Comes in 2 sizes. Well, it probably comes in a lot of sizes. But this thing, oh my God. Let me tell you, this thing is so good. It's the spoon spatula you never knew you needed. And I'm telling you, sometimes some spoons, especially shitty plastic ones, unless you're like a wooden spoon type. My sister's a wooden spoon type. She carves her own spoons. Oh, maybe she could carve me a Spurtle. Aw, how is she? I hope she's good. Miss her. Anyways, the Spurtle, very much like a wooden spoon. Some of the plastic ones, they're kind of like bendy and shit. Not the Spurtle. Solid. Okay? Solid. Now, it's like a spatula, right? Perhaps you're using the backside to smear. Okay? If you're just listening, let me tell you about the Spurtle. It's a long, thin, wooden. It's like a oar for a kayak. Oh, that's good. That's a good one. It's like an oar for a kayak. But it's not a long handle. It's just a short handle that fits in your fist. And the rest is a wide paddle. Maybe not super wide, but like about an inch or 2 wide. And it's slightly curved on the inside. Almost like a spoon. Okay? So, this is the dumbest thing I've ever talked about. But I feel passionately about this, okay? Because I don't think I know anybody else who knows what a Spurtle is, okay? So, maybe you're using the backside to smear. Okay, nice and flat, nice and even. That's good. Birds. Then, perhaps you're using the other side to scoop, because it's kind of curved, right? So, if you can see this, see it's like kind of curved? You can scoop it right out of there, okay? So, what annoys me when I'm cooking is when I need a lot of different utensils at the same time. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I recently made some tuna salad that I put some relish on. And when I was mixing all the tuna up with the sauce and seasoning, some spoons, plastic spoons and shit, they kind of suck. The plastic's like willy-nilly. Some spatulas don't quite do it. You know, they just got a little tiny top. It's like just up here. It's like this. And then the rest is the handle. Whereas this, most of the utensil is the top part. Well, I don't know what you call that. And the least amount is the handle. Whereas like with most let's call Western utensils, most of the utensil is the handle, and only the top is just the I don't know, the action spot. The whatever you do with it spot. I don't know. So this is why that's different. And because of that, you actually get a lot more action with the whole deal. So like when you're in a big bowl and you're kind of like, you're trying to mix it up like you would do with tuna and its seasonings, just having this flimsy ass little fucking fork, right? There's no action spot on that. Look at that. Look at that. The handle here is longer than the handle here. Even here. So you see, something's off about that. So you can mix it up, and then you don't need a new... So whether you're making your tuna normally with like a spatula, And then you're like, oh, I've mixed it up. Now I'll grab my spoon to serve it. Two utensils, 2 times the washing the dishes. We don't like that. We're a utilitarian household, multiple use out of a single item. That's what we're looking for. And the Spurtle does that because you mixed it up. You're like, wow, solid wood, nice. Spin it around. We're all mixed up. Great. Now I don't need a new thing to serve. I can just use this and kind of scoop it because it's curved, wide, holds the food, puts it in there. Maybe you're looking for something a little more direct. You want this guy, this smaller Spurtle, still a Spurtle, different type. It's like a Spurtle salesman. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. But the other day, I found a new use for this because I used it for avocados. And did this thing scoop the fuck out of an avocado? I was blown away. In this scenario, I used the smaller one. I'm a little more direct. I don't need to be this far away from the scoop. You're a little farther removed. So I used this one, and it's curved, it's wide, it scooped it right out of that entire avocado, and it was so good. It was so satisfying. Maybe some of y'all have seen those like avocado tools. They're like special for avocados. They scoop and they de-pit and whatever all that shit is. Spurtle's the way. The one thing I would say is maybe if this side was sharp, if this was actually sharp, I wonder if you could like cut an avocado with that. That'd be pretty sick because then you could just do it all in one and you scoop it out and you'd be done. But yeah, so I scooped it out of the avocado, put it in the bowl, and then I just mixed it up because this thing's solid as fuck. And I mixed it up, and then I'm like, oh, I'll dish it just like that. Maybe this is a super niche application. I don't know, but I hate multiple tools for the job. I want one tool for the job. That's how I feel about that. I'm getting so tangled up back here. I do not like this. Look at this shit. Quality Spurtles. That's what I'm going to call my company. Quality Spurtles. Oh, yeah. And then the little guy. This is it. I'm telling you. Spurtle is the most slept on kitchen utensil you can ever find. I know this is some rudimentary jungle shit, but I'm telling you, Spurtles are us. It's the best thing you never knew you needed. They come in all shapes and sizes, but you only want them like this. That's the good shit. Okay? So, just want to clarify that. And yeah, that's been my favorite foods of the week. The pickles, tuna, and beef bacon with honorable mention of potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Anyways, this has been the fucking biggest tangent of all things. But it doesn't matter, because this is an update on my life and what's going on here at the Treehouse. So, we keeping on. Anyways, that's what I got. Hopefully I'm going to fix this shit in this camera, and we'll be looking a little better by next time. The ship is requiring lots of work, and I'm chipping away. It's a lot of stuff. So, I don't know. Okay, I just work here. Do your homework, listen to the songs, eat that food. That's the new homework, is eating that food. And we'll see you next time.